There is an uncountable amount of groups on Roblox. But what is the first Roblox group ever made? I wonder. It's actually this group right here, Roblo Hunks, owned by Roblo Tim. Roblo Tim being a previous Roblox admin and obviously a very rich player. And just to prove that this is the first Roblox group, we have an article published by Roblox themselves in the blog archive. That word. Where they state, the first group, launched in July of 2009, was called Roblo Hunks, which now features over 3,000 active members. This is pretty outdated because they have 38,000 members, which is kind of a butt ton. This group doesn't really serve any purpose. All the comments on the page are just people talking about how it's the first group ever made, and there's this guy.
What is that thing?
Now we have the second group ever made. This group is called LOL, Laugh Out Loud, LOL. It was made by John Shadletsky, one of the first ever Roblox employees, also known as Telemon. And this was a group that was dedicated to spreading LOLs on Roblox. They make hilarious places, ooh, I just spit everywhere, and run hilarious user ads. So it was like a testing place to run ads in a Roblox group. It seems that every Roblox game that this group made is no longer existing, but they do have $8,000 sitting in their funds. Next up, we have the CEO group, which is owned by, well, you could probably guess this, but the CEO of Roblox. Handsome, hunky businessman, David Bazucki.
So handsome.
This group was actually made as a testing group for people who want to hang out with, well, David Bazucki, aka Builderman. Kinda crazy to think that David Bazucki is super famous now, and this would never happen these days, but back in the day, you could have just chilled with David Bazucki. What I'd give to chill with David Bazucki. The fourth group ever made was Iron Noobs, made by a user named Keith, who happens to be the 7th user to ever join Roblox, and currently works for Roblox as the Vice President of Engineering and Operations. Good for you, Keith. You're doing big things. Unfortunately, the Iron Noobs has been overthrown by the worst kind of noobs, spam bots. If you look through the members page, you'll see nothing but spam bots for miles and miles.
How can noobs unite against non-noobs?
I don't know, Keith. I don't know. The fifth group ever made was the first fan club, the Builderman fan club, which is technically the second David Bazucki group. This one is the biggest so far, having 702,000 members, and a description that reads, Official Fan Club. Wow. The sixth group ever made was called Pwn, once again made by John Shadletsky. This group was put together for the sole purpose of dominating the player points leaderboards. So some of you are probably wondering what the heck a player point is. It is a discontinued Roblox feature. Player points were a scoring system on Roblox that were intended to display players' skills. So you would get them in a game if you like blew someone up, or say like your team won a battle, you'd each get 10 points. It was an interesting system, but nobody ever really cared about it. So that being said, the last shout ever made in this group was in 2014 because player points were completely stripped from the platform. Except they weren't. You can still find them in some games very randomly, but they serve absolutely no purpose. However, something kind of cool about this group is it's the first one to have its own store. And there is actually a crap ton of things in this store, such as this awesome I Got Swag t-shirt.
Yes, please.
And a 20,000 Robux shirt of a donkey that's called How Did He Get Here? And has the description,
Buy it for ticks. If you don't want to and you're that greedy, buy it for Robux.
The seventh group, which also happens to have 7 million members, is the official Roblox fan club. Something strange about this group is that the comments are all content deleted, content deleted, content deleted from April 1st, 2017. Was this an April Fool's Day joke, or is there some kind of strange myth harboring itself within the Roblox fan club? I'm telling you, you can scroll for miles and all you will see is content deleted from a bunch of different users. And then there's this one guy, Master Gamer 7107.
Why is everybody saying the same thing?
I'm confused too. Somehow all of these comments were made at the same exact time as well. Next up we have Builders Club. I have a feeling this was made in the same day as the Roblox group because it has the same description of official fan club. Wow! People are still commenting on this one, but it's all just spam. And this guy named Someone Stole My Toast who's pointing out how many bots there are. This group was just made to promote the membership system that Roblox used to have, which was Builders Club. It is now Premium something. But if you were a Builders Club member, you could join this group. There actually used to be a feature that made it so only Builders Club members could join certain groups. You probably could have guessed this, but the number 9 group was the Turbo Builders Club group, which is just kind of like the upgraded version of Builders Club. There was Builders Club, Turbo Builders Club, Outrageous Builders Club. This one is also completely infested with spam. The number 10 group is the Administrators group, owned by Reese's McBlocks. This was a fan club for administrators, which back in the day before Roblox had YouTubers or massive developers, everyone was freaking out when they saw an administrator. It's still really exciting now, but back in the day, they had fan clubs. The number 11 group is quite the interesting one. This is the 00 Noobs group. The description mysteriously says,
You know who you are.
and I can't help but feel like it's calling me out for some reason. Our boy Keith is in this group, but it is of course owned by Noob007, who you may recognize from my video on the rarest hats in Roblox. This user is the only person who owns this hat right here. The number 12 group is actually content deleted and no longer exists at all, so that's lost in the void, but the 13th group was X101ST. I had friends that were in this group. This was the very first Roblox clan or Roblox war group. This group has since been moved, but does still exist with 10,000 members and a museum. This is the first group that technically has a game associated with it, so we'll check it out. Okay, yeah, so this is the museum. It's actually really well made so far. It's pretty cool to think that the first Roblox group of all time has a place to remember all of the memories they've made over the years. Here you can see a bunch of groups that were around at the time, such as John's Cobras, Vectovia, Umbrella Corporation, the United Clan of Roblox, which we'll get to later, Frost Clan, Fear, and of course the Roblox Assault Team, also known as RAT. There's a butt ton more, but yeah, this place is really big. They really make you walk around here. They even have a stage in case you want to put on a musical performance or tell some jokes.
Knock knock.
Who's there?
Please.
Next up, we have a group called Scripting. It was made by someone named Straven. And this is the first group to ever warn spammers not to post on the wall.
Hey, posting random spammy messages on the wall will result in exhalation. Exhalation.
Which is literally not even a word. Number 15 is the Top Hat Club. This is for people who owned top hats. There's even a Roblox developer forum post for this group where they state that they are indeed the 15th oldest group on Roblox. In this group, depending on what kind of top hat you have, you will be ranked accordingly. So since I'm awesome and own some pretty cool top hats, I would actually not land anywhere. No way, I would land right here. Yeah. This group does have some games, including the Top Hat Club Hangout, but this game was unfortunately infested by malicious scripts put in there by a group of very, very bad people. So I'm not going to go in there because I don't want to promote those terrible people's things. On a brighter note, we have the group called Green, which is number 16. This was a modern military clan, apparently the second modern military clan ever made. And this group actually has their own uniform. Oh. Maybe they don't? It got deleted. Next up is number 18, the United Clan of Roblox, which is a huge Roblox war group that is still around today and has 239,000 members. Though it doesn't appear to be very active, they do have a butt ton of different games that you can explore. So if you wanted to, you could still enjoy the United Clan of Roblox just like you used to back in 2009. Speaking of 9, the 19th group ever made is called Content Deleted 19. It may be named that because it is the 19th group, but no one knows. The only information we have on this group is the fact that it has a description,
This group is not for sale. Go away.
and contains one member named Saddened Kid, who is permanently banned. The group is allies with one group called Phobia, who is also owned by no one and contains the member Saddened Kid. Phobia was the 410th group ever made, and it is very confusing. The description says, "The best are hidden, the worst are gone."
Hey, you want to join? PM Haxophobia for details. Must specify your username to him.
So yeah, I think this is like the first Roblox hacker group alongside Content Deleted 19. After that, the 20th group was the Koopa Clan, a group of Mario fans that, well, they liked the Koopas. Number 21 is the Akatsuki, which is a group of villains from the Naruto series. This group has been shut down, and something named Vendetta the Great was the ones who did it. There is now currently one member in it, and their name is Groups 49. They also shut down Bob Marley, V-Clan, Underworld, and Content Deleted 16260. I skipped a few because some of them were just copies of groups you've already seen, but the 23rd group ever made was a collection of builders, the first building group ever made on Roblox and the 23rd group ever created in general. These builders even have a showcase that was updated in 2021. Let's buy our way in there. The game is pretty small, but it's also pretty beautiful. It's just relaxing and quaint. And really cool to think that the first ever group on Roblox still has a place that you can come visit and hang out with your friends and actually just witness the history of Roblox.
Wow.
Next up, we have a group that I think is sort of the first ever myth group made, though it didn't coin the term myth or anything like that. And I did, in fact, make the group that popularized myth hunting. Yes, I know, very cool. The concept still sort of existed back in the day. This group was called 1337. It was owned by Creepy Candies, and the description says, "We like creepy things." Indeed. We are the 24th group ever created on Roblox. Blah, blah, blah. They also have a game called Content Deleted. My guess is that they used to meet up in this game back in the day and discuss creepy places on Roblox, which to me is one of the coolest things on Roblox. So even back in 2009, myth hunters were myth hunting without even knowing it. The 27th group is Men in Black. That's it. And the description says,
We will find you.
Then we have Stickmaster Luke's furry group called Feral Nation. I don't actually think it's a furry group, nothing against furries, but this was a war clan that didn't have any particular enemies, but if you challenge them to a war, they're up for it. Number 29 was a group called Pirates. They were ruthless and unforgiving. They sailed the 7 seas with swords raised high, and as they approached the red coats, which I think are like British soldiers, a black flag with a skull and crossbones is the last thing they see before they capsize under their barrage of cannon fire. That was both very violent and quite a mouthful. And last but certainly not least, we have the Roblox HQ. This is the 30th group ever made, and it was made by someone named Clockwork, who you may recognize from my banned Roblox admins video. Clockwork was deleted twice from the Roblox platform, but the account now exists again as a UGC content uploader. This user used to be one of the first ever Roblox admins, and they owned the Roblox HQ, which was not only a group, but at some point in time, also a game. It's cool to think that some of these groups still exist to this day, and sad to think that a lot of the ones we have right now might not in the future.
Huh.